Do you have any closing advice for young comics out there?
I mean, I've thrown a lot of it, your way up until this point. It really just is about work ethic. And then I think, coming from me, some young comedians will say, well, TJ, you're so good at riffing. Do you have any advice for me with regard? So you just have to go on stage with nothing and just try. And just keep, I know that seems scary, but just, you get on stage and just talk to people, or kind of write down a couple things that you can talk about from the day, and then try and make those funny on stage. And if it doesn't work, fantastic, because you tried it, and you'll be better at it next time. And there was this guy I first asked, I went to the Washington, D.C. Improv, and I went up to this guy, his name was Buddy, and I forget his last name, but he had a joke about being named Buddy, and how wherever he goes, the toll booth operator, they'll be like, all right, Buddy, see you later. He's like, how do you know me? He just does it all the time. But I went up to him after the show, he said, do you have any advice? I'm sort of an aspiring comedian. He said, just go on stage and bomb. Just get up and bomb as much as you can. And I remember thinking, yeah, right. Like, almost like, is he kind of fucking with me? But just like, I don't know what that guy's talking about. I'm not going to go on stage and bomb. What he meant was, I just didn't understand the parlance at that point. But what he meant was, just go up and just be fearless about it not going well. Just be okay with bombing. And if he had said that, just go on stage and be okay with bombing. Just try and get on stage as much as you can. And if you bomb, that's great. Go to the next day and it's going to be better no matter what. You're going to be better. And so I really do agree with that. And so I tell people, just get on stage with nothing. Just try that, feel how that feels, talk to the audience, talk about what happened during the day. And you've got to do that like 20 or 30 times before you're going to really understand what it's like. There's another thing that I'm kind of lazy in that I don't look at a set list very often before I go on stage. So I'm trying to get better about that. I've been saying that for a decade, but it's because I cannot look at a set list, get on stage and just like do an hour, and then try and remember like, wasn't there a chunk that I was working on? Let me do that. That's 6 minutes that I've been wanting to work on. So I need to do more of the work as a writer, because all stand-ups are either a performer or a writer, and then they learn how to do the other one. I feel very strongly about that.
That's good.
Are you a performer or writer, do you think?
Writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a performer. So I need to do more of the writer work, more of the heavy lifting that should be done as a writer, and less of the performer. And you, even though I'm not totally familiar with your performance, but you probably need to do more of the heavy lifting when it comes to performing.
Yeah.
And I say that about everybody. It doesn't have anything to do with you or me.
Of course, yeah.
I just think everybody needs to get better at the thing that they're not, between those two things. So that's also what I'd say is pick the one that you are. You're either a performer or writer, and then work on the other thing. Because all of us are performers and writers. That's what stand-up comedy is. But I think at people's core, you're either one or the other.
So if I want to get better at performing, is it going up with less of a game plan, or like?
Maybe, I think, or focusing on that more. Just saying, all right, what am I doing in my performance? Should I try more physicality?
Yeah.
Do I need to do jokes that really rely on physical comedy? And, should I speak less? Should I move around the stage more? Should I go into the audience? Should I be gesticulating more? Should I be doing more act outs, or at least like trying to do impressions of the people that are in this joke,
Yeah.
I think that's a good start.